Well, we found ourselves here with a short stack. Now, there's lots of reasons why you could be in this position, some good, some bad, but it's definitely easier to play when your rack is full and you've got a lot of chips behind you. You have much more flexibility, many more options. When you're here, you got to be creative. You got to be diligent and disciplined to make this short stack work for you and help you turn a profit. So with that said, today's show is going to be all about playing with the short stack, why you got there, how do we attack it, and what's the best way to play. I'm John, this is ProCraps, let's get after it. Let's start off by talking about what a short stack is. Now, I define a short stack as anytime you've got 10 units or less of table minimum. So my example here is to have $100 or $50 even at a $10 table, or $2.50 or $1.25 at a $25 table. The thing that makes that really hard to manage is that you have nowhere to run. You've only got 10 bets you can place at that level, or 5 bets you can place at that level, which makes it hard to do any kind of a regression because you're already at the bottom. So it makes it tough to play. And I think that's why I like the short stack challenge as a thing, because it makes me think, how can I make a shorter stack and less number of bets work best for me? So how do we get here? How do you get to a short stack? Well, there's lots of ways you can do it. Short stacks can be gotten to for good reasons and bad reasons. One of the bad reasons, obviously, is you've turned, your big stack into a short stack by having a bad session. You've lost a little bit of money. That happens sometimes, and you've got to fight back from that. Your short stack might be where you want to be. You might have used your big stack to get you to your foundation, and your foundation is 50 or 60 or whatever it is, and that's the way you're going to go forward to start earning your profit. So your short stack might be a thing you've gotten to on purpose by design. Your short stack could be a really good thing in terms of you've made profit and you've got extra profit. You were targeting 100 and you earned 150 through your play. That 50 can be seen as a short stack. Let me lock up my 100 and just play with the excess that I won and try and turn that into something extra. And again, it's a short stack, it's limiting, and you're locking yourself mentally into the back part of your rack. Why do we care about this? For me, it's mental. I look at a short stack play and I think, if I can make it work with a little bit of money, if I can make 10 bets or 5 bets at table minimum work for me consistently, then I can make bigger stacks work, right? If you can have a short stack plan that always seems to work or works most of the time, when you scale that out to bigger denominations and break your bigger stack into multiple short stacks, your play changes. The way you attack a table changes. And when you get good and comfortable here, your chances of winning here, they grow exponentially. So that's the reason why I think short stacks are important. And I want to dive into that a little bit. Let's go to the table, and I want to explore some of the reasons why we get there with chips, and we'll take a look at some of the ways out. Let's talk about some of the reasons why we might be at a short stack situation. Now let's take the worst case scenario. Let's say that you've turned your $500 buy-in through the course of amazing play into $100. You've turned 500 into 1 because the table went south on you and it just didn't work out. That happens. You're left with a short stack. It could be worse. You could be left with $75. We've all been there. We've all had that bad session where your starting bankroll turns into what you don't want to be, your ending bankroll. Now, if you're like me, I'm usually, as cautious as I teach this game normally, I'm definitely a stop loss zero kind of a player, where when I buy in for $500, I'll put that back out here for us. If I buy in for 500, that $500 to me is at risk. It's at risk in the same way that when I put a $30 bet on the 6, that bet's there to do a job. This bet is here to win $35 or lose. It's all or nothing with these bets that you put out here. I do my bankroll the same way. This bankroll's job is to win me $100. That's the goal. And I'm going to put the whole bankroll out there to make that happen. Now, sometimes it doesn't go well and you're here and you've lost your 400 of your 500 or whatever you've lost, and you're down to this little tiny stack. And now you got to make this stack work for you. So that's one reason why you might find yourself in this ugly situation, okay? Another reason why you might find yourself with a short stack is this, and I'll take these away. You may have used your $500 and earned yourself your foundation. You may have earned yourself $70. Let's say that you did 110 on the inside. We'll put it out here. Let's say you did 110 on the inside. Get you a couple reds here. and you took 2 hits. You won 35 bucks and you won 35 bucks again. And now you've got 70. And what you would do, you'd pull your chips back and view this as a short stack. You've got your $70 out here. This now is a short stack. 70 bucks. What do you do with the 70 bucks? Right? You're here on purpose. This is a short stack that you've created through another strategy, giving you the way that you actually want to play. You're going to turn this 70 bucks into, let's say, 64 across, or 66 on the inside, or you're going to grab the 4 and 10 and go after something aggressive, 4-10 plus the hard way, 4 and 10. You got lots of options here, but you're in a short stack in this situation because you put yourself there by design. That's the good case. The better case is this. What if you had a great day? What if you had an awesome session and you won? Let's say that you won out of your 500, your goal was 100. Well, what if you won that? What if you got to your $100 goal? $100 in profit. And you have another, let's say, 75 bucks that you've earned on top of that. You had a great session. You won 175. Your goal was 100. What you would do, right, is put a lock on this. Lock that $100 profit up, not going anywhere. Your short stack is now 75 bucks. What can you do with 75 bucks to maybe turn that 75 into another 75 or another 50 or another quarter to make it an even 200 bucks or maybe double it to 150? That's a short stack, again, of your own doing, where you're coming to the table, you did your job, your bankroll did its job, and now you have a great short stack, right? And again, the mental gymnastics of this is, I'm gonna play with only this. I'm gonna pretend like this money doesn't even exist. It's in my pocket. It's gone to me. I'm only playing with this little bit here. I'm gonna play with my, what we call excess, extra profits. Okay, it's not money you're trying to throw away, but it's money you didn't intend on winning. You were intending on winning 100, you won 75. Now you have extra, and you're playing hard with the extra money. So you get to a short stack typically in 3 ways. You lost your way there, you earned your way there, or you won your way there. Any one of those 3 could give you a short stack of chips to play with. And when you're in this position here, that's free money. That's your go for it stack. That's when you're going to really be aggressive and find your best strategy. Now, when you're at your foundational stack, when your short stack is the 70 bucks that you won because of your foundation, that's different. This has a different goal than this does, which both have a different goal than your short stack when you're down on your luck. Each of those stacks has a different goal. I want to talk about that next. All right, let's look at how we attack with a short stack. Now, our first case is going to be this. We'll take the ugly one first, where you've turned 500 bucks into 100. Okay, that's gross and ugly. We don't like it, but it happens. We've all been there. When you've burned most of your bankroll and you're left with a short stack. That short stack's job, in this case here, is to incrementally build you back towards your starting bankroll. And you can't get it all at once. There's not enough money here to get this all at once. You're gonna have to build slowly and incrementally. You're gonna have to get it to 1 1/4. Take that to 150. And once you're at 150, now you have options. Now, instead of playing with maybe 25 bucks per hand, maybe now you can play with 50 bucks per hand and get a little bit more action out there and increase the win sizes as you go. Being creative with a short stack is gonna mean digging into your bag of tricks and finding what safe ways can I play. And again, at a $10 table with 100 bucks, you've only got 10 bets that you can make, which means 10 shots at a don't, 10 shots on the pass line, 10 field bets. If you take the 5, 6, 8, you got 3 shots at it. You got 30 bucks out here. That could be a big part of your bankroll gone on an early 7. You might become a really small size come better without odds to get yourself through some of this stuff. So at this level, again, you're looking to expand small, and then increase your size as you expand out. And again, working towards turning 100 into 150, turning 150 into 200, 200 to 300, 300 to 500, and then you're back off to the races again. You got to work this short stack carefully and diligently because its job is to get you back to health. Okay, this is, hate to say it, like scared money. but it's definitely money that's thin. It's thin money is the way I want to term that, because you have nowhere to run if this goes away. Okay, that's case number one. Case number two is a good one. Let's say that you used your 500 bucks. Let's say your 500 bucks worked out well for you. You played, for argument's sake, let's just say that you played something like this. You played 110 inside. We'll just do this. 110 inside, and you took 2 hits. 110 inside got you 2 hits. You earned yourself 70 bucks. That's your foundation. In this case, your big stack did its job, which was to get you to a small stack. And that small stack's job now is to get you to goal. If you're bought in for 500 and you're looking to win 150 or 200 bucks, this 70 bucks now has a job to do. This $70 job is not to eke you back to health. This 70 bucks' job is to turn itself into 150 or whatever your goal was. You can be a little more aggressive here. This is your pilot play. This is why you came. You came here to play the 4 and the 10 and the hard 4 and the hard 10. You came here to play an aggressive don't come with 2 quarters coming through. You came here to play something hardcore with this 70 bucks. That short stack is there to attack the table and win you profit. But again, it's a one-time deal. When you use your bankroll to get you to what we call a foundation, you have a play in mind, and it's usually a one-hand play. You take 500 bucks to earn 70, that 70 goes out, and it works hard for you. We might even go 60 on the 68, something like that, right? Whatever. And work that to earn you to profit level. This short stack in this position is there to win you profit. When you're working from the foundational short stack, you're there to win your goal. Your goal is your goal at this kind of short stack. Now, my favorite kind of short stack is this one. What happens when we win? What happens when you hit your goal? You've hit your $100 goal. Let's say your goal is 100. And let's say it was 100 and you won an extra 50 bucks. Or actually, let's say 75. Let's say you won $75. You start with 5. Now you've got this 175 here. It's really cool to lock that up, right? Let's lock up our initial goal, our 100 bucks. Put this whole thing away. Assume it's not even there. Mentally, check out of the fact that you have a starting bankroll and that you got to your goal. That money is going home with you. This short stack here, this is called excess. This is money that you won above and beyond what your goal was. This excess profit stack is where you go in attack mode with. This is where you're going to go press to the speakers on your inside play. This might be where you do something more aggressive with it. And what I would do here, let's just lay it out. Let's see what the 5 and the 9, and we'll take the 4, I guess, right? If any one of those numbers hits, let's just say it. Let's just say that the 9 hits for 35 bucks. 9 wins $35. What you can do with this is rack 10 into your go home profit stack, the lockup stack, reinvest a quarter on the 10. When the 10 hits and it wins 50, minus the VIG, of course, I would rack half of that and I'd play half of this. Maybe you're going to pick up, press the 9 or or whatever you're going to do with it. This is your pressing money, but always take half and lock it. This half here, going home with you. While you're playing out here, this might be your attack money. You might start to pull this back and use this bigger stack on the next shot at a higher level. And you're coming out here at 50s, right? A lot of things you can do with a short stack that was gained from excess profit. The excess profit short stack is where you can be aggressive because it's technically, I hate to say it like this, it's free money or it's risk-free money. When you're reinvesting profits like that, it is risk-free money. So I would argue, or I would advocate for, if you're in that position, again, take your guarantee, lock that up, bring that thing home. As you're playing, I would, every win that I get, I'd lock half and I'd play half. I'd lock half and I'd play half and keep building up your winnings as you go. Okay, strategically, use your small stacks or your short stacks for what they're meant for. When you're in the ugly spot, when you're down and out, running out of luck, your short stack has got to get you back to health. When you're at your foundation, your short stack has to get you to profit, to your goal. When you're in profit, your short stack has to pay the rent. that's where you're going to bring the big money home. So what I want you to think about is what's your best short stack strategy for each of those cases, right? When you're down to your last few and you have nowhere else to run except for your pocket or the ATM machine, and you're not doing that, what is your best, safest builder strategies that you can use to take that short stack and build you back to health? What is your best foundational strategy when your big stack has worked to get you to foundation that's going to get you to profit? And what's your best profit play? What is your best real hardcore attack when you're playing with excess money? Let me know in the comments. Let me know by email. I'm john@procraps.net. I'd like to know what you do in each of those situations. Do you play the same thing no matter what? Or do you have a different mindset for each one? I definitely do. I definitely manage my rack in such a way that I know where I am at all points in time and what that short stack is doing for me and how I can expand or have to pull back a little bit as I go through that short stack and make my next play. So with that said, I'm John. This is ProCraps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.